difference between real exchange rate and nominal exchange rate. When we talk of real exchange rate definition goes as inflation adjusted exchange rate. Normally, the multinational firms or companies, they take decision on the basis of real exchange rate rather than market exchange rate. Because if you are going to take decision on market exchange rate, then you are not discounting your profit for inflation. You need to consider inflation as far as your decision making is concerned. For instance, if there are certain countries in sub-Saharan Africa where inflation rate is 70-80%, and it means you all know that inflation rate, interest rate both are married together. The direction where inflation rate is, interest rate will also follow. So the interest rate will also be during around that range, that is 80-90%. So keeping into view that higher interest rate, you as a company can go there and invest money for a year. It means you will be getting 80% rate of return. But that is not so. Your currency, the currency in which you are going to put your money in that country in Africa, that currency will appreciate by the same amount by which you are gaining in African capital market or money market. So it means your gain in difference in the interest rate or due to inflation rate will be equally offset by the depreciation of that currency in 1 year duration. So that is why if you are going to take decision on the basis of interest rate or inflation rate, then you will go, or that decision will be faulty decision. You need to correct your decision, and that is why we exclude the effect of inflation from exchange rate, and the exchange rate which we get, we call it as real exchange rate. So let us assume one example we are going to discuss in the class. If the base year for calculation of CPI, Consumer Price Index, you all must be knowing, we need some base year for its calculation. In India and US is say 1990. In that year, in India, CPI is being calculated, that is 100. In US, it is also 100. Down the line, 27, 28 years now, in India, the rate of inflation is more. Next assumption is that rate of inflation in India is more. So, this CPI has grown from 100 to 380 points in India. From 100 to 380 points in India, and since in US the rate of growth of inflation is not as high as in India, so in US the prices have grown from 100 to 180 in last 28 years, and the prevailing spot rate of INR and in US dollar is 70.1234, or you can simply take 70 rupee equal to $1. Okay, and in the base year, that is back in 1990, the exchange rate, the real exchange rate, that time the exchange rate will be only real exchange rate because the base year for calculation of inflation is same. So it means inflation in India was equal to inflation in US 100 points, the WPI or CPI. WPI means wholesale price index, CPI means consumer price index. So in that year the real exchange rate was 20 rupees equal to $1. 20 rupees equal to $1. So with help of this illustration, these assumptions, can you calculate real exchange rate now